the way things are voted and decided, and the real machinations of who's elected to what positions and who holds what power. It's really complicated. I personally found it really complicated to try and get my head around it.
Did you bearing in mind the complexity, were you clear in your direction?
Yeah.
In the end, I started off interestingly because it was I was very, very open-minded at the start.
Really?
I very much came in I thought I had my gut of generally let's kind of continue to work with our European countries and stuff. But no, I was totally, as I said, being quite left-wing. I don't need to tell anyone here that there's a very strong kind of like the old Bennite kind of faction, even Corbyn for most of the time, being quite anti-EU. So I kind of came with it thinking, well, there's a lot of people I respect and I'm aligned with in a lot of ways. So I've got to at least, listen and give it a go. But came down on the side of remaining, and then was quite pro that. But yeah.
I did some angry posts about us even having the vote in the first place.
Oh yeah.
As well.
Richard and I watched, because I do remember the first referendum actually. I wasn't old enough to vote in it, but I do remember the first one. We
cows just say no. Yeah.
We watched a lot of the old Oxford Union debates from '75. It was the thing, and you're right, Peter Shaw. The Labour Party. It was the Labour Party were for getting out at that point. And I remember when I was a Labour supporter in 1983, the manifesto in 1983 was for leaving Europe. I consider myself a classical liberal now, so I don't really think. I think the EU is a protectionist nightmare, really. But I kind of wavered, thinking, we're in a good position. Don't rock the boat. But I was walking. I go dog walking with I've got 3 dogs, and there was a girl I see quite regularly, and she does dog walking. She lives in a little council place with her mum, and she was saying, and she was chatting to me about her sister got married, was having a baby, and she was in hospital for a while, and the girl next door was in the next bed, and she had her baby. She was there a while, and Amanda said to the nurse, "Why is she?" She said, we're waiting for a set of keys from the council because we can't let her go unless she has housing."
Yeah.
And Amanda, who's now 40, on her own, she said, "I just cried." She said, "I've been on the council waiting list since I was 16, and I'm never ever going to get a house." And I did think, hey, this is wrong. The people here, we can't prioritise them because we have to treat everybody within the European Union equally. And just after that, Cameron went on the renegotiation, didn't he? And I remember reading, he's schmoozing the Prime Minister of Slovenia in order to change that very thing, so that we can prioritise welfare for the people that were born here. And he went and schmoozed the Prime Minister of Slovenia. Next day in the paper, no, the Prime Minister of Slovenia has said no. And I realised how unedifying that was. We want to change the smallest amount of our laws, and we're unable to, because of the likes of Slovenia. Anyway, just before the vote, we went out with Richard's family. It was, his brother and his sister, their 2 partners, his mum and dad. So there were 8 of us. It was a few days before the vote, and his brother said, "Right, come on, we won't go around the table, in or out." And everybody, all 8 of us, were out. So I thought, well, maybe it's we might stand a chance. But I do remember the day after the thing, a friend of mine who lives in New Zealand, for heaven's sake, going mad about it, and somebody saying underneath, "Oh, they're all so thick, they didn't know what they were voting for." And I thought, hey, my partner has got a master's degree from Cambridge in European law, and he voted out. So, not everybody is...
But there was a lot of misinformation, I think, being shared, particularly on social media. I saw lots of stuff that was then debunked, and it was like, this is just complete lies. And that
was really concerned me. So I in the run-up, I kind of saw lots of stuff, and it really bothered me. I didn't do a lot of commenting, but after the vote, and I had a group of German students in that week, and the day after the vote, they were like, have you guys really just done this? They genuinely didn't get it. But I didn't really engage in discussion on sort of Twitter and Facebook, but an awful lot of discussion on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp?
Yeah.
Okay.
And kind of through the different groups and people sharing things and talking a lot about what was going on. So I guess those are less public discussions, but there was lots of stuff going around and people sharing stuff via WhatsApp. So that I would say that platform was for me more relevant in terms of the whole kind of Brexit discussion and debate, and it has been with Trump as well. So
has it?
Yeah. People sending stuff around. So
I think I did more on the Brexit.
You did
stuff going, but because I think it's interesting going back to the conversation we talked about earlier. So I didn't see very much pro-leave on my Facebook wall, but from conversations offline, I knew that people on my Facebook feed were more likely to be voting out than on my Twitter. I mean, generational thing anyway. So I did share more, and I did do a lot of the kind of sharing, debunking stuff, and actually being quite overt, because I felt it was a joke of a generational shift, as it turns out it kind of was. But I didn't get anything back. But I felt more able to. So when I would have conversations in real life, and people said that I didn't feel like I wanted to have that debate necessarily with these people, because I realised I was at that end of the view that actually it didn't matter about the facts and figures, although I probably had them. I was just fundamentally, and I didn't want to be that person in real life. So I was maybe more subtle in sort of sharing stuff and saying stuff on Facebook, rather than knowing that I'd get into an argument in real life with people I care about.
The issue for me with the whole Brexit thing was there were no proper facts and figures. It was a personality race as opposed to what was really going to happen. So it was more about, big shots, Boris and whatever, say, so if you liked him and you liked his ideas, you were going that way, and if you liked Cameron and whatever, you go that way. And what should have, in my views, and I had many debates about this before and afterwards, was mostly offline, but was what should have happened in my head from the government's point of view. There should have been a piece of paper that basically just said, this is where we are and this is what's likely to happen if we go out. And that's it. And it remains...
Did you not get the leaflet? Yeah.
Yes, but again, there was no...
Is that it was actually not
it was, the leaflet was based on Remain. It was not based on what would happen if we went out, and that was the problem. And I know there was the argument of that's because nobody knows what will really happen and what we will have and blah 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 blah. And the question was all wrong. Remain or exit. That wasn't what we really needed to know. We needed to know what will happen and whether or not it's a yes for exploring that, what would happen for exit. That's, in my view, what should have happened. And then the facts and figures get put there, and it should have remained a political kind of, not a personality fight, just this is what we think is going to happen, you now have your decision. And there was too many lies, like the whole NHS 350 million and blah 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 blah, big red bus and loads of money spent on it, and that's not what should have happened at all, and that's my feeling on it. The other issue is exactly the same as Andrew. Everyone I knew that was speaking about it was Remain. Very little debate was, and people were coming forward saying, oh no, I want to exit, because they didn't know why. And even now that we are exiting and people are suddenly piping up and going, yeah, well I chose to exit, or leave, I'm still like, why? And they can't tell me, and this is the problem.
We're in danger of being drawn into the debate itself rather than experience of social media, so we're going to draw a little rain like this. It is interesting, I have to say. Can I just ask you, did you engage in online debate in the last general election, at the time of the last general election?